Oh, well, hello back, solo founders. This is one for you. Let me offer you a delicious cake of advice. This is all about account signals. And if you're starting out, when you understand, and this is, I've just sort of captured these layers. When you're starting out as a founder, solo founder, and you're trying to validate the value proposition, trying to validate the ISP, you need to be, sharpen your offer, sharpen who you're targeting before you jump into any other scaling activities. This is like a successful roadmap for you. So first thing I always start is around understanding your segment. Then really, when I say understanding, is it because if you're gonna start with your minimal viable sort of GTM engine, you got to first identify the problem area, the problem market fit, problem solution fit, or problem in this case problem market fit. Okay, our solution helps X and with Y, so they can get to X, Y, Z outcome. So okay, so sharpen who you want to target first for initially. Take maybe 10 or so companies you want to target with your messaging. Then do the direct. Next thing is really understanding and going out to do direct demand. So founder led, meaning that you really want to go out there and test your message, learn what's working, what no. You can't scale something, and it's like a foundation. You can't get into the foundational stuff, build on from that if you haven't got the first understanding of the two layers, and they're sort of dependent, right? You can't go to the next layer until you really want to know who I'm targeting or with what. Second layer is now I know what to target and who to target, how I target, and this video is about how I'm going to target. And what I believe is really focusing on signals, so you can actually get your product in the right time, in the right audience. And then the later layers is all about now it works. I'm going to go and build more content. I'm going to go use dark social and connect with people and comment on their posts and so forth. We'll talk about that as well. And then the final thing is just like how do you move build more content, 24/7 content to build that brand authority, right? And or you who can I partner to scale that, because I know it works. Or what kind of product-led growth engine do I need to build in the product to self-sustain that? Maybe virality of that product you want to build into. So the product itself will still itself, sort of like how Dropbox, in a way started, right? So it had, refer somebody, and you'll get extra space, memory space, of storage space, right? So it's all about starting with tightening your ISP. Now let's assume, and I recommend before you even scale to any further, just find your first 10 target accounts that you want to go and launch your product to and test your messaging. And in this case, let's just say I've got two ones that are on target, right? I did some research and I can use Clay to find signals. I can use Google to find signals about this. Okay, so let's just use Clay for the first one, right? Or just you can upload both of them. So I've uploaded. I used Clay signals. Okay, no problem. And I've used funding and news, because I want to know what's the latest news. And I uploaded the spreadsheet, so it's just this spreadsheet uploaded into Clay. And you select the domain, of course, and you continue. Let's see. Let me get it here. Oh, what happened? Yeah. So I'm gonna put company. Oh well, that's good. That's good. So when I do that, I should get. No, what happened here? Let me refresh this. Let's do this again. So they didn't have it. So I'm gonna just select my account list, and I just showed you there. It's loading. So there it is. Okay, it's domain. It's fine, and exactly what it is. And now what I can do is I can actually say what depending on the sort of the product that you offer, the value proposition, you can tailor you want to be only noticed because I don't know you're in a recruitment tech company. All you're focusing on is anything around employees, employee benefits, employee changes, executive changes. You just select that so you can monitor. And then remember, this is just a sample, right? You would have 50 or so that you want to monitor, but you want to only target only 10 or less because you want to build content around that. So this strategy, and let me just quickly, I didn't explain this, is about how I can use news items, news-worthy content of my accounts and create content around that. Now, this idea is not, I stole this idea, and a credit to Marja is here, okay? She has this play, and I'll put it in the show notes. So where is it? She has 7 plays. Where is it now? I think it's this one here. No, where is it? Her plays are gone. Anyway, it's if you can follow her, this is her play. This is, I'll share it on the notes so you can. But the one I liked, yeah, is a, so remember, is account based. A lot of account based is here. Is finding accounts by challenge, so pain point. In this case, when you run these clay motions, you select the, I don't know, cost cutting, or select any of them now, fundraising, executive change, to see what the more you use, by the way, of course, the more launch, service launch, acquisition, maybe. So any of these opportunities, for me, I'm selecting ones opportunities for growth, in an indicator, so I can engage, say, hey, I can provide, if I go back to my site, some type of, again, this is just for mock-up purposes, right? I can provide this service for you, a GTM service, and this is what we're going to cover off. And this is a sprint, basically a sprint, a GTM engine that can take away and teach them how to do the audit and help them, enable them with the automation to run that, right? So in this case, the automation, or the so if we go back to a lot of play opens now. I'll run this and I select, sort of, in this case, domains. Just put, I know there's only 2 there, but it's okay. I'm just putting 5 now. I'm going to leave the default. Well, I don't know what results were achieved. So it would start scanning, and okay, it was already found something. These are hit by, okay, so there's some issues. Looks like there's some issues. I'll read this. And long story short, when I went to the site, it seems like they, Chegg has changed their position, because they're trying to move. There's trying to move from student-led, like homework and stuff like that, to enterprise. So selling to enterprise for their staff. So staff of these major companies can help them train around a particular topics, but like for onboarding. So in this case, the target audience they're moving to is enterprise, and the second thing they're going to do is target learning and development, ISPs. So with that insight, I can actually say, okay, I can help them engage that content by having this GTM sprint, because, and then what I can do is illustrate that example. Okay, so an example, they have a lot of content for students. There's no content to help them move over to enterprise, right? So all their the content pieces are around gearing around how they can help students. So there's a major branding and SEO. Um, the branding and SEO is really driven to attract students, as opposed to upskilling their the enterprise clients, enterprise employees, right? So the purpose here is and do a sprint to create employer-led content around training and how they can use service like this to upskill. So, and you can build, we can use Clay to, when we do cover this video, we can use Clay to build a content engine that maps to the new offerings, to specific employers they're targeting. So basically, you're doing an account-based, building an account-based approach for this company to do what I'm doing for this video, right? So basically, they'll say these are the companies we're trying to target, enterprise companies, and these are, and we can create content around AI skills for managers, frontline enablement, just content that they can use, so you can actually train your staff on this platform. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now I can actually start building content around this using Clay in the next phase. Or I can go one step further. If I use Clay, Clay also has signals where you can actually paste and some posts. So if they've done any posts recently, especially the learning and development manager, say, hey, or find the learning development managers, or one or two, or follow those as well. So I go from an account to an ISP, find some of the posts, individual posts that they've got. Like I'm talking about, like when I say that is this, this post here. I'll copy this post, and then I can find out all the people who've commented and reach that and learn about that, and then find out what's working and not working, and I can give that as an output to give here as an output for them to learn. So okay, that's pretty impressive that I've learned more about my content for my social activities to target employers. So I can the proper here is I'm using Signals account and also individual Signals to actually engage and creating content for these companies. Another one here is um, again, these are my Arrowhead has just raised 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. They've published articles around the raise. So what's going to happen there? Think about the insight. They're going to have much more pressure to scale because they've raised, they're closed, and they're so there'll be. This is a great time to, and they've also announced it here, right? This is a great time, assuming these are my two accounts, to target the chief revenue officer or the and build content, chief or the sales director, to build a play. Like maybe I can share out out outbound of the week for voice agents to scale voice AI companies that focus on voice plays designed for voice AI companies, right? And share those and share to the chief revenue officer of these companies. And I can again go back into Clay and find find the buyers. Find the ISP that targeted to to my to find ISPs for Arrowhead. Find the sales leaders of Arrowhead and create content based on their knowing that they would need to scale their services, right? Because they're go-to-market services, or so go-to-market motion, because they've raised and they're going to be on the hook to deliver more revenue. So in this case, I will use or DM a chief revenue officer. So are you interested in a weekly AI outbound play to scale your agents? Okay, to scale your sales agents and so forth. So I'm now narrowing it down to adding value, but specific at an account level. Again, I can, if I find those ISPs, specific ones, I can use and follow them, find out any activities, bundle that up in terms of a content piece that I can share with my, in this case, ISP would be the Arrowhead, right? So if there's a leader that I need to focus on, I can enrich, I can actually see what activities they are doing and their followers. Like I said in the example here, anybody that makes a comment on this post, these people, I can enrich and learn about what they're saying and create a content piece, an outbound piece, and then giving the insight, saying, hey, this is how you can scale, given that you're now on the hook to scale. So this is a quick video just to show you the power of how you can use intent signals, account-based intent, and then also go into dark social and using dark social interactions. Just quickly, let's just go into Arrowhead. All right, so I'm doing this on the fly. And this is Arrowhead AI companies. I wonder what, let's be a bit easier. It's a bit easier. This is what actually I'm doing right now. This, if I was targeting them, I would be doing this exactly how you're saying. So I'll go to their site, find their people. There's 29, so it's small. Remember, these are small. Let's see anyone's in sales. They're in. They're in sales. Oh, here, founder. So it's a small company. So let me see if I can actually see. I can actually now use some. You can see here how much comments they made, right? I can actually use this. Come on. Right, it's taking a long time to load. Okay, so I will literally paste this. go into my Clay. All right, paste it there. So now I can track this to see comments, likes, extract out the people who've made those comments, extract out some of the insights. So when I'm saying comments, like if I go back here, this one, where are we? Yeah. All right. This is again accounts. All these people are saying congratulations. Maybe they're pitching something. I can gain insights for this, and then use that insight to say, hey, I know you've completed a series A. Congratulations. Here's a play of the week that you can use based on the dark social components that I've learned about what's happening in your organization. Um, I can use other plays, but it will be always geared around insights from gathering from their account or the industry or the AI voice industry, um, AI voice agent industry, right? So that's again using signals at an account level. So here you can see a lot of signals. These are a lot of hanging fruit that I can use hit by AI, and these, if depending on your value proposition, you can use these content pieces to create content to re-engage, and that's what the premise of this play is. And if you go into the play, is Margie here is really saying how you can use their challenges as an opportunity to create outbound opportunities to say how I can provide a service for you. Very ish in a way, but like I said, if I go back to this, what we're trying to do is really tighten your messaging and how you help, tighten your understanding when you do that and engage from a founder-led approach. Does email work? Does LinkedIn work? Does my messaging? Does this signals work? All you're trying to do is create that go-to-market engine, and you start very with 10 or so. But of course, with Clay and so forth, you can scale this up to your top 100 and see what news are worthy, that you can take that new worthy item and convert into content to re-engage. Wow, there we go. Just an idea for you. Hope you enjoy that, and see you in the next video. And again, if you like this, please subscribe and like or comment, and I appreciate it. Bye bye.